Happy Halloween. What a day, what a day. We got a handful of guests today. If it's your first time checking us out, we are the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take old, boring, and stale information and repackage it up in fun and sexy costumes. Also, hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. So, if you are new here, do us a favor, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. It's Halloween. It's a Halloween special, and we got a packed house today. 3 different guests, one in studio. We also have a couple patching in, some familiar faces. It's almost like an homage to last Halloween. But before we do that, let me get some sponsorships out the way, and then we can get the show going. So big shout out to Cam's Blue Wire Tech. So if you have a business and you're looking for IT solutions, look no further than Cam's Blue Wire Tech. Not only do they do cybersecurity, networking, but they're also friendly and easy to get a hold of. So you need to find their information, bluewiretech.com, in the description. Also, big shout out to Radix, Radically Better DeFi. If you are not familiar with Radix, well, they are a layer 1 chain that specializes in DeFi. You got cheap, fast, amazing throughput, and well, hey, they're a team that we get behind and we enjoy. We've covered them several times, and so if you want a little more info, in the description as well. I'm gonna pass it over. We got 3 guests today, so without further ado, let's get our first guest in here. We got Michael Saylor. Well, we've been trying to book you for quite some time. It's been about a year.
Well, there is a reason for that.
Okay.
What's the reason for having me, I guess?
Oh, thank you, Michael Saylor. All right, that's it. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. You got any Bitcoin?
Well, if you want to talk about Bitcoin on the anniversary,
we'll get back to that in a moment. Next guest, we got Jenna X. Said, Jenna, how are you? It is always a pleasure having you. Happy Halloween. Michael Saylor did not dress up today, but looks like we got are you feline? What's going on? What are you? Who are you today?
I am just a feisty feline, and I gotta tell you what, that MFer is not real.
Saylor?
Excuse me?
He's not real. That MFer is not real.
Yes, I am.
You mean Vitalik? I thought that was
Aren't you the XRP chick? She wasn't coming on this time.
We double booked, Saylor. We double booked.
Aren't you that XRP girl?
I got about 40 minutes here.
It's almost like a double spend on Bitcoin, double book.
That can never happen. Bitcoin is the safest, most decentralized network possible.
And then last but not least, of course, is the channel longtime friend and also my convention buddy, the guy that go out to conventions and get all the good food.
I was talking about you today on the live stream. Yeah.
So welcome. Are you going to be shot
Jax
out of
Teller.
a cannon by the end of the show? I'm just curious here. Are you?
Wee! Go get me some.
I like this guy. He's funny.
Dirty in my heart.
You have a sense of humor?
I don't know.
Sometimes.
Depends. Are we talking about Bitcoin?
Y'all like the fit or what? If you like the fit, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not familiar with who perhaps I am, here is a little sneak peek at the fit here.
The biggest scammer in the internet.
Biggest scam. The biggest out there, yes. The biggest. So you got Vitalik here. Hey, how did I do? Put a 1 in the chat if you're messing with the fit. No, what about the shirt? I got a unicorn, llama.
Listen,
thing.
this Bitcoin is not anything to joke around with, guys. Are we going to talk here about Bitcoin or not?
Here we go. All right. So without further ado, let's kick this thing off. I do want to start off with the round of funnies. So if you're new here, you're not familiar, well, we like to loosen the mood, videos and Twitter/X feeds. So let's see what we got here. There's supposed to be sound of this thing.
Oh yes.
Is that Biden over here vibing?
What's going on here, guys? Where's the sound?
Saylor, say something stupid.
I was told you were going to make me laugh. Where's the sound?
I'm working on the sound.
Thank you.
The sound of Bitcoin.
Listen, guys, I had to cancel 3 meetings. I just got out of a board meeting. They're trying to get me to sell all of our Bitcoin. I really don't have time for this.
Do you ever plan on selling your Bitcoin?
Never. Sell it for what?
What is the micro strategy?
You know, every podcast I go on, they always ask this question. There is no strategy, Jenna. The strategy is we buy Bitcoin, we hold Bitcoin, we never sell our Bitcoin, we never use our Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin. We will never sell. We want to buy, we're going to hold it, and that's just what we're going to do. And so that's where I'm at today. But I do want to, the other guy, isn't he some sort of technical chart guy? What's his name again? Samuel?
Put it to the open.
I like Bitcoin though.
You like Bitcoin? Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw you in Miami. You were super nice to me. Do you remember when you met me?
I don't. I got
this pump real quick. I told you about the lifers. You laughed, and then you're like, and I was like, "Do you have anything you could tell me to my community?" And you're like, "Yeah, buy Bitcoin."
Well, what else is there to say?
Literally
What else is there to say? You know, I would honestly like you more if you change your name from Crypto Lifer to Bitcoin Lifer.
I apologize for that, and I'll make a public statement next week.
Thank you very much. Now, I don't have.
No, Mike, if you had to give up your kids or your Bitcoin, which would it be? You know,
Listen, Samuel, this is not a conversation I'm looking to have. This is not why I was brought on here. I don't even know what the hell is going on right now.
dude, where's
That's
Robin?
a yes.
Where's Vitalik?
You know,
Now, so here's the deal. Are you long or short, Jenna, on Bitcoin right now? I just wanted to get your take. You know, you're doing TA now 6 hours a day. So, you know,
I am in it. But I was thinking about going to like a soft long position, just leaving it open. However, I want to just continue on with the mastery class, and like I'm learning that 200x and when to like pop in and take gains. Like there's just a lot. So I don't have anything open with Bitcoin right now, but I did play XRP twice today.
Okay.
guys, we're getting off topic here. Listen, Samuel.
What should I be doing?
Aren't you some sort of technical guy? Why don't you take a look at a Bitcoin chart?
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell me when I'm going to be back 50% gains on my $1.9 trillion Bitcoin holding.
Let's just teach people how to look at an asset. I don't care what asset it is in the world. We're going to use Bitcoin as the example, okay? First thing you want to do is you really want to look at a weekly chart, all right? You want to zoom out. I look at trading just like in war, you know, and I don't mean to be like, you know, talk about violence or anything. I don't want violence, but it's strategic, it's strategy, you know? And if you don't want to talk about war, we could talk about a friendly game of cash with the flag. But whatever it is, I want to zoom out, all right? Before I zoom in, I want to zoom out, right? I always have this metaphor of a Native American hunting for buffalo hundreds of years ago in the
Did you
plains.
say Elizabeth Warren?
Pocahontas Warren.
Bring back
Trump. And you know, they would go to a tall hill first, a tall mountain, and look out, and they could see herds of buffalo, right? And they would go after the biggest herds, given the best chance. So, like, before you do anything in any type of strategy, you should be zooming out, right? And that's just like human nature. So, if you're gonna start trading any asset in the world, find a time frame that gives you a big picture of as much as you can see, right? So the first thing you want to look at is the weekly. We clearly had this resistance. We clearly got above it. You can clearly see we have resistance right above us. We tapped it on the wick from these wicks. So you can say, yeah, we did hit some weekly resistance. It's a range. Everyone's saying, when is the pullback? That's the thing. The one thing about Bitcoin, it doesn't always do what everybody wants. Everybody wants this pullback to the 21-day moving average. And this is what everybody wants. There's a CME gap down here that should get filled, 29,770. And everyone's saying it's going to have to come back down. And I agree. 80% of the time you get a pullback. But when things are very, very bullish and out of control, you don't get the pullback. You have to remember, too, the philosophy of Bitcoin. There was a lot of influencers and people that actually had a lot of followings that were, even when we were here, that started to talk about 10K, 15K. We haven't capitulated enough. It hasn't been enough pain. I'm a simple guy. Like, I'm not as complex as those other people. I saw a hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day chart.
That
right?
doesn't look
Which
very
means
simple
that
to me,
the RSI,
Samuel.
well, the RSI was swinging down. It's 2 lines, and the price was swinging up. That told you were going to break the high inside of the divergence. This is like 95% accurate. And so the second I saw this, I thought of that over again to the upside, right? So I'm just and that's why I tell people, learn your divergences. You can know your fibs, you can know price action, support or resistance. If you're missing your divergences, there's going to be key part, like markets are going to move and you're not going to understand why. And if you knew about divergence, you would have been like, oh, that's why. You could also have entered the same trade on the 8-hour hidden bullish. It did the same thing. But anyway, so I just wanted to point out that there was something in the charts explaining that we were going to rip this high. And it did exactly like it was supposed to. I backtested that so many times. So do we come back down? That's the question. The 3-day chart suggests we can. The daily suggests we can. But I'm watching this 4 hour. So this is just my projection I take away. I'm in a long right now. And I'm I don't mind saying that in case I get rocked. Everyone will know Sam got rocked. But I'm looking for this measured move. I'm in kind of what Jenna said, a soft long, I'm willing to be in it.
I don't understand this generation. You guys sitting here bullish this, bullish that, foolish this. Just buy the damn Bitcoin and hold it. What is this trying to buy here, sell here? You never sell an asset like Bitcoin.
No, I'm never going to sell, Michael. I want to buy the best prices possible. All right.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you.
All right. That's all. I'm never selling my Bitcoin. Never. That's the dumbest thing you can ever do.
Excuse me?
Cracks RP. Once you have 100 Bitcoin, you never sell.
Well, we have a lot more than that. I'll tell you.
I see this. I definitely see this. There's a high likelihood we pump because we've touched the 21 now. Now I've been waiting on the 1 hour to touch the 200. Usually you'll dump down to the 200. You can backtest this too. But as you get closer and closer to the 200, there's more likelihood that this pennant breaks to the upside. So until we break this low at 33,360, I'm long, man. Like, if we break this low and make a lower low, fine. Then we have a new trend and we'll have to think about it. But until that low gets broken, and as long as this trend line holds, I stay long. And I want 40K. Let's go, Michael. Let's go to 40K, Mikey.
If my calculations are correct, then we do get to $40,000. I'll be a lot richer.
All right. So let's take a quick look at.
Rob? Is Rob here?
I am here. Yes. So real quick, I did get the sound working here. So back to the funnies, and let's get this get the show going. So we know that this was something to do with Old Man Rivers here. What horrific Halloween party is this?
Oh my God.
What the hell is wrong
That
with your
just
generation?
killed that song for me. That ruined Backstreet Boys for me.
Yeah, everybody.
This Biden guy can't even spell
Rock
Bitcoin.
your body.
So more Biden if you didn't get enough the first time.
It's already happening. AI devices are being used to deceive people. Deep fakes. So anyway, I just want everyone to know that I'm a corrupt piece of shit. Fuck Joe Biden and bring back Trump. It's already happening. AI devices are being used to deceive people. Deep fakes. So anyway.
Oh my God. guys, I voted for Joe Biden. I'm leaving the show. I'm so pissed right now.
I didn't. David, God bless his heart, was who's not here today. He pulled these up, so I'm watching these for the first time as you are.
Interesting.
Well. So I don't know what this one is, but let's see. Security guard.
I think I might have seen this one. The guy who buys Bitcoin, right?
The impenetrable wall there. Shopping cart.
Oh, he just got bonged.
Wow,
Got
man.
dong.
You know, if Sam had that kind of
What
aim
did
when
he
he
hit
was
him with,
putting
a
his buy
paint
orders
can,
in,
or did
we
he hit
wouldn't
him
be in
with
the
a-
situation we're in here, guys.
What did he hit him with?
All right, I'm
Jesus.
scared to
That's
scroll
okay.
down here. We have an eye patch. Is this part of a Halloween costume?
Hmm.
What do you think is gonna be here when I scroll down? You think?
A Bitcoin.
Condoms.
Did you say a condom? How did he lose his eye? I wonder.
That condom.
You know, guys, I haven't
If you
laughed
had a
this hard-
condom, this wouldn't have happened. Apparently.
I
All
haven't-
right.
I haven't
So
laughed this hard since you tried to convince me to buy Ethereum.
No, he was buying
All
Bitcoin
right.
at the ATM.
So
the receipt came out of the Bitcoin
buy
ATM.
one, get
Yeah,
one
it's
free on the eye patch.
Why
So
you wanna
why
get-
not double up and patch up both eyes?
Maybe you have
How
a
are you going to
friend.
see your Bitcoin balance?
Yeah,
Maybe you have a friend.
you know,
Want to share the eye patch with?
without the condom, you could take out both eyes. Apparently. All right. So moving on, you have creepy vintage Halloween costumes. So here
Someone said I voted for Joe.
we have this is. I feel. Yeah, that's hella creepy, man. All right, we got
Oh.
what?
What the hell?
That was scary. That's a real skull. You know that?
You know,
Yep. We'll just keep it moving.
Creepy.
All right, now
Which costume?
we got the author of Rich
this
Dad
guy,
Poor
let me
Dad,
tell you, this guy, I can't stand this guy.
Kiyosaki. We have he's waiting for 10K price to buy Bitcoin.
That'll never happen.
Now the train is left without him. Says. Anyways, we're just gonna.
Keep waiting.
It's my warning to all the crypto guys messing with the federal government. So America just this year already said they're going to come out with a CBDC, it's central bank digital currency. The moment they go to CBDC, this, I'm not saying may drop, see, because they're going to put this out of business. So you got to be very, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I still stay with
Is this guy
God's
really
money.
like it's almost thing I've ever heard in my
Bitcoin's
life?
people's money.
Okay.
This is fake money.
Okay.
And
Like,
you
is
guys
this-
all been taught to work for this garbage. This is toilet paper. Wipe my ass.
He does have a point.
And when they could just print how much ever they want, that's when the problem started, is what you're saying.
Yes, this is fake. 1971, Nixon, this is macro. Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
Woods, baby.
So 71, a dollar became fake. Then it became the petrodollar. I'm an oil man. I don't even know that. I own
Yeah. So
Yeah, so he doesn't need Bitcoin. Those oil wells.
I don't understand
Oh,
these
man.
guys.
So yeah, you know, I still just am not in this camp that the US is going to go to CBDC, at least not in the near future. I feel like there's enough pushback across across the Congress. I feel like it's not going to happen. That's my personal opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
Unless it's a central Bitcoin digital currency. What I don't understand is Bitcoin is the safest, most decentralized network out there. There is no one that can hack
if Bitcoin is the number one and safest
It's
asset,
not it.
wouldn't the dollar be at least number two?
It is without the
Isn't
shadow
it
of
the second best? The dollar? I mean, if you're gonna put
second best? There is no second best. It's Bitcoin. What are you talking about? It's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. Guys, you have to get out of this mentality. Everything else is a big crypto security asset. You have Bitcoin. Okay? Bitcoin. Stop with this other mumbo jumbo. There is no second best.
Yeah, I thought about XR.
Oh, don't say
If there
it,
was
Sam,
a second
don't say
best,
it.
what would it be? If there was a second best,
I'm not
Michael,
going to
what would it be?
repeat myself again. There is no second best. Samuel?
Do you like Bitcoin Cash? Do you like Bitcoin Cash of Roger Ver? Cash?
I can't do that.
You like Cash?
He's gonna leave. Keep talking. He's gonna leave.
Sorry. We
Yeah.
love Bitcoin.
help me here. These guys don't know what the hell they're doing. Thanks.
All right. So moving on. We got let's take a quick peek at the overall markets, and then we'll get the show going there afterwards. We have Bitcoin, as we mentioned. We did take a look at the charts, but Bitcoin is sitting at 34,300, and this is I'm not gonna get too far in depth, but maybe we'll get to 35,000. Remember, today is the anniversary of the Bitcoin white paper. So is it quite 15 years now?
Greatest day in history.
Is it 15 years?
It is exactly 15 years. How do you not know your history, young man?
I wasn't sure if I was on 14 or 15.
Vital.
Days
think
getting
it's
old,
14,
man. You know,
no?
you forget birthdays after so
wait.
many of them. So
0809?
now we got Ethereum sitting at a flat 1800. Some of the bigger movers today: Conflux up 6%, Thorchain 6%, XDC Network, Toncoin, and BitTorrent all rounding out the top 5 on 5% plus. You got Axie Infinity still in the top 100, even though nobody plays it, down 6.5%. Meta Protocol down 6%. But keep in mind that both Axie Infinity and Render had some big moves this week. Axie Infinity was up 17% still for the week, so just a natural pullback. Now, without further ado, let's get into our Bitcoin white paper. So you have here the history. So it was
Greatest day ever.
It was this day 15 years ago
Yes.
where the Bitcoin P2P eCash paper was written, also known as the peer-to-peer white paper, where at the time it was supposed to solve the double spend problem, which, well, all agree that blockchain has solved that. Now, here's the original email for the white paper.
Can any of you recite the Bitcoin white paper?
No.
Because I can.
Okay.
Heart
Congratulations.
right now. 821567889
The disgrace, Samuel. The disgrace.
divided by C3154
So,
with that little E sum symbol. Remember the E sum?
I was just starting to like you.
now we do have Gary Gensler, our favorite government official. He said today, if Satoshi Nakamoto went as Satoshi Nakamoto for Halloween, would we be able to tell? His sense of humor is about on par with yours, Michael. Also, the happy 15th anniversary to Satoshi's famous white paper. And then, of course, he can't just keep it lighthearted. He had to end it with any crypto companies that are tricking investors should start treating themselves to compliance and securities law. Stop it!
The man has a point. The man has a point. Listen, all of you here, whatever you want to call yourselves, influencers, content creators, Gary Gensler is right. Bitcoin is the only commodity. Everything else is a security. And you just don't like to hear it because you don't like to hear it. But once you realize that it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only, well, then we can have a conversation.
Did you know that XRP is not a security? It
is
proven.
per the courts. Yes.
It's proven.
Listen. We're not going to talk about that here
Wait,
today,
so-
okay?
I shouldn't talk about how I traded Pepe last week. That's not going to be good for you.
Listen. You guys can talk about frogs and X's and C's and B's. But the only thing I want to talk about is BTC. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, real quick, I do want to give a shout out to the chat. So first of all, I want to know, what are you guys dressing up for Halloween? We'll read some of the more entertaining Halloween costumes here or comments. So let us know. Put your Halloween costume in the chat. Also, if you are new here, simply put your Halloween costume in the chat or say hello. I'd love to give an hola back at you. Some of the new people that we have tonight, we have Tanner, W, Crypto Sparky, West Salvador. I know you've been here before, but just want to give you love. You also got Bradley Clark, Rich Crypto, Stack McChange, Fit for Business, Legos, The Lifer, Chidalaka Jedi, Justin Scoop as well, Jimmy Phillips, and I thought I saw one other. Anyways, to all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we do have a $5 super chat from Crit Cats. Michael, how do you feel about Caspa being designed as a better peer-to-peer network than Bitcoin?
Guys,
A lot faster than the BTC as well. Happy Halloween.
guys. I don't care. Okay? There is one Bitcoin. You can't, it does not matter what's faster, what's this, what's that. Bitcoin has been around for a decade. Satoshi Nakamoto created the most perfect money ever created. All this other coins, these securities, nothing is like Bitcoin. So do yourselves a favor, okay? Do yourselves a favor. Get rid of all your bullshit coins, all your altcoins, your securities, and buy Bitcoin. Thank you.
That's an amazing speech that you got there. You know, I want to send it over to to Jenna. I got a push notification last night from the exchange. It said XRP was up 5% in the last 24 hours, and you know, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what a great time to have Jenna on. Is there anything new going on with XRP or Ripple Network? Is there something that some inside information that you might have on why all of a sudden XRP was rallying?
Well, you know what? There was actually a lot of weird little rallies, but the Zaha network actually went live today, which is crazy. But you know what? This little rip with XRP, it was great because I did get to sell the top and buy back it again. So I got to play that. That was fun. But yeah, so Zaha went live today, and that's actually a modified version of the XRPL that supports smart contracts. So, but with that, you're actually burning your XRP. So it burns XRP.
Burn it all
That
to the
could
ground.
Excuse me, Saylor, stop it. But yeah, those but yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's a governance game model, and there's, like I said, burn to mint, but any burning of XRP, as long as it's not my XRP, I'm happy with. But also right now, what's going on is we're waiting for XLS 30D to get approved. Right now, the validators majority of them are saying no. So to anyone who is like, oh, the XRPL is centralized, that's not true, because if it were, Ripple would have their way and XLS 30D would be passed. And that includes the automated market makers and the clawback feature, and then other things that we don't even know about. But bottom line is there is absolutely not enough testing done. And just for the health of the ledger and everything like that, a group of validators are voting no. Now, the group of validators voting no happened to be the same group that came together to create the Zaha network. So just a little throwing that out there of what's going on in the XRPL, but definitely good things to look out for. But do be careful if you decide that you are going to burn your XRP for XAH, the Zaha token, because there's honestly, and I'm not giving financial advice, but no need to do that unless you're actually building on the network or going to use their decentralized apps and things like that. Otherwise, if you're planning on doing the lockup that's on BitTrue to lock up your XRP for the Zaha token, just know all of that is going to be burned. You're never going to get it back. So make your decisions wisely. That's all I got.
All right. And then I want to say, I saw you in Miami. Are you fond of Miami there, Michael Saylor?
Well, if we take a look at what Mayor Suarez and what they have really accomplished down there in Miami, it is the hub for.
Well, here,
guess what? Bitcoin.
So more bullish news here on Bitcoin white paper. So the city of Miami hosts the Bitcoin white paper.
I put it there
on its official website.
I put it there. Now, how about you do some research here, guy?
Okay. So moving on. We want to move on to our next segment. Guys, if you've been here and tuned in to us on Tuesdays, we like to do a segment called Rate My Portfolios, where we take one of our community members, we take their portfolio, or we ask for portfolios, and anyone that's willing to share, we have them upload their portfolio, and then we like to give our personal assessment and see, hey, where are some weak points and where are some strong points for these portfolios. And so without further ado, Let's kick it off and rate my portfolio. So Jenna and Lifer, if you guys would like to let me know what you think about this portfolio. Are they winning and what are their goals? So here we got. This is the portfolio we'll be rating. You have a 10K portfolio. The goal for this 20x for the next bull market. And here is Michael's portfolio. Michael, is this your portfolio?
This is an absolute. Change your name.
Okay.
Change your name.
So for the breakdown of this portfolio, for Michael's portfolio, we have XRP at 52% of your holdings, XLM at 15.5, XDC at 12.4, 12% ETH, a nice healthy 8% Pepe, and 0.01.
You guys
on
just
Bitcoin.
don't understand. How many podcasts do I have to go on and speak about why Bitcoin should be number one?
It is number 1. 0.1, Michael. There you go. So I'll send it over to you, Jenna, first. What do you think about this portfolio? This person's going ham on the finance tokens, XRP. You got direct competitor, XLM. Obviously, they're looking at a future of finance, crypto taking over. And what do you think they should have some kind of Bitcoin holdings here, or you think it's all good to go all in? Saylor, be quiet.
Oh, I don't hold Bitcoin either. So, and that's fine by me. Yeah, I know. I see your look. I'm just looking for a higher ROI in other places. I'll trade Bitcoin and I'll buy it later. But if their goal is a 20x, there's nothing wrong with XRP, XLM, XDC, but I would be looking at, those are, legit tokens to hold. They're the ISOs. They're good. They're not going anywhere. Great partnerships, a lot of potential. I just would go with some lower market cap gems with more potential. Like look at even like Caspa, something like that for a higher ROI in my opinion. But I don't think these are bad. 20x, I don't know. I could definitely see a 10x. That's just my opinion. XRP could do anything. You could get your 20 with this.
Off to you, Lifer. What is your first knee jerk reaction to this? Do you like the optimistic outlook on XRP? Because essentially he's got all his eggs in one basket here. I think the court case needs to come to a resolution, right? I mean, we know it's not a security, but there's still a lot to be settled on the court case. No pun intended.
Robin, it doesn't matter. The only thing that they need to settle is that $760 million, is that security? And they'll try to get that amount, back down to whatever it is and say, oh, this isn't all profit from ODL sales, yada, yada, yada. I think the real monkey is off of our back. I mean, Chris Larson's off the hook now. Brad Garlinghouse is off the hook and it's not a security. So I don't think that that's going to be an issue in the bull run.
Yeah, I think Saylor might agree with you on that one. What do you think, Saylor? Can you at least admit it's not a security if the court said it?
It is not over.
Okay.
Everything is a security except Bitcoin.
Okay.
This Michael guy, where is MicroStrategy stock? Where is Riot, Marathon? Where is Bitcoin?
Lifer, what do you think about this portfolio here? On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate this portfolio?
You really want to look at market cap, and I mean the whole market cap, right? So when I look at this, I go to coin market cap, and because I remember I was in the market when we were at a $300 billion market, and we were praying for $1 trillion in 2016, 17, and we got to $1 trillion, and then I just want to show a coin market cap for a second, just for people, and to understand how high we can get, kind of has a lot to do with the X's you can make, and then your coin's actual market cap. Right. So you could take a coin that I don't even own any of right now. So, and I'm not even a fan of, I'm just, HBAR. A lot of people talk about it. $1.7 billion market cap. It would have to go to $50 billion to 20x about, right? Maybe a little under, but will this get that much market share? And people are saying we can get to $5 trillion. So let's go back to the portfolio. Let me look at it again. Let me see it here. I can't see it. Did you guys post it to Twitter? Maybe we'll just go back to the rig. Put me on the side so I can see it too. Yeah. Okay. So Bitcoin, number one, not enough Bitcoin. And I'll tell you why. Everyone says, oh, they're not going to buy Bitcoin now. They want to make more X's. What's going to happen is, say you put 10 grand into XRP and you 10X it to 100 grand. But Bitcoin's going to be 120 grand at that point. And you're going to only be able to get less than one. Right now, you can get less than one for less than 40 grand. Like, you got to realize it's time to buy as much Bitcoin as humanly possible. Like, you're not going to be able to get your hands on it.
Thank
Even
you.
if you 20X and 100 coins, like, you better at least be buying $20 a week. Like, please, everyone out there. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're not accumulating some Bitcoin, that's not enough Bitcoin in that portfolio, period. XRP, half of the portfolio, it's got a big market cap. Maybe it goes to its all time. It goes to that, what, $1.31 I saw it at. Maybe it goes to $3. If it goes to $3, fine. You're going to what? Like, you're going to make a nice 6X, and maybe it gets to $10. But so this guy wants to turn 10 grand into 200 grand. He has no AI. He has no AI coins at all. He has no AGX. He has no render. He has no, he has no fetch AI. He doesn't have any AI plays, and he wants to, I guess it looks somewhat safe, but he's basically going on ISO 220. He thinks XLM and XTC are going to carry him for 20X. I think it's not that good of a portfolio. It doesn't have any gaming exposure, and it doesn't have any AI exposure. Like, those are two narratives that must be involved. Even if you only have 10 coins, grab a gaming coin like Sand, Mana, Illuvium, Immutable X, something, dude. And then you got to have some AGI. You got to have some AI. You got to have exposure to AI. So I think that portfolio could do okay, but it's like barely going to make a 20X, I think. You know what I mean? And it could. The market could get so big, he could definitely get his 20X, but I feel like he's almost risking it. Like, I don't like that portfolio at all. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan. Yeah.
Me neither.
I look at this portfolio almost in the same way that I look at going to the roulette table and putting your money on,
Thank you.
say, a 1 to 1, like a 30% spread. So basically picking the numbers 1 through 10, for example. Now, I think that the likelihood of popping off with 20% is significant. I think that it has a decent chance. Could you exit the market and pull a 20X at the top? It might be a little difficult. More than likely, you're not going to sell the top, so you're going to need a 30 to 40X to get a 20. All of it's relying on XRP.
Man, you said that. See what he just said, everybody? That was good insight, Rob. Like, you're not going to sell the exact top. So, like, you want to froth over. So, like, if you're going for a 30X, you better hope that the top is a 50, and you want to be selling, like, into the moment. That's a great point, Rob.
So, yeah.
People aren't thinking about that.
I just think that it's too heavy on the, and now whether or not you have the same viewpoint as as like, even if you have the same viewpoint as Lifer here with the AI, no matter what you're passionate about, I think AI has a place in the future. Will it be that significant in crypto? I don't know. But anyways, just diversify. Gaming, AI, you have DeFi, you have NFTs. Also, you have the sports as well, betting. There's going to be there's many different avenues for you to invest in, different baskets. I would just say to them, diversify. I'm interested with the 8% on the.
Listen, this
Pepe is like his best bet. Pepe is his best bet. Like, it's actually the smartest thing he did was put 8% Pepe in
guys,
here, which is kind of crazy.
What are we talking about here, guys? Listen, I need to know, are these NFTs ordinals or just regular Ethereum NFTs?
All right. So I do want to give a little shout out to the chat. If you are new here, say hello. We dropped that hola back at you. We got Lisa Autry, Sam, also Miguel Lito 777, and then Mikatu, Auntie the Great, Highly Trained, Juan E, Zero Bird, Krypton John, Jedi M, 3 Mucho, Crypto, and to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, big shout out to Crypto Billy, gifted 20 memberships. Also, Crit Cat doubles down on the Caspa and says Jenna supports Caspa. To you, Michael Saylor. $2 super chat. Now, do want to encourage you to hit the like button. If you've not hit the like button, well, shame on you.
There's nothing to like.
That's all I want for Halloween. Trick or treat, hit the like button. Muchas gracias. There you go. All right, moving on. staying on the Bitcoin subject,
Thank you.
we have a gentleman named Max Kaiser.
Great guy. Great guy. Let me tell you about Max here. We met back in 2016 in Bitcoin Miami, and we ran into each other.
All right,
He was
220,000 per Bitcoin still in play, says Max Kaiser. Gives a major reason. Here you have, he offers various reasons. The U.S. intends to borrow 1.5 trillion this year, next quarter, after it had borrowed already a $1 trillion. So
let me tell you, lend me 1 trillion and see what I do with it.
do you, do you think your Bitcoin holdings will reach 1 trillion there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Well, speaking of futures and buying, you also have the CME exchange.
Great exchange.
Set to overtake Binance and Bitcoin futures.
Terrible.
Open interest. Now, at present, the CME has 103,000 Bitcoin in open interest, while Binance has 111,000. Now, this is pretty revolutionary, right? Because future trading pretty much predominantly done on exchanges. Now the sentiment is starting to change. Could this be a sign that institutions are interested in Bitcoin? And is it no longer a speculative asset as it has been deemed so many times before? Wall Street's playing with Bitcoin. Also, any thoughts on this here, Saylor, first of all? Do you have any futures, or do you just straight hodl?
We don't deal with futures, past, present. It's all about Bitcoin.
This is about Bitcoin.
It's about time that the grown-ups came to play, because Binance and this base and that coin and OKX and FTC,
You say this base?
it is about time that the big boys came in and really took Bitcoin where it should be. And that is to be in every single household, in every single wallet, on every single country's balance sheet. There needs to be Bitcoin. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Saylor. First time I've heard that now. All right. Let's move on to the next topic of conversation, Solana. So, now we got Solana's path to 1 billion users. Fire Dancer Validator Client and VanEck's bold predictions. So if you're not familiar with Fire Dancer, this is an upgrade that will essentially let the layer 1 Solana increase its throughput and transactions to up to billions, supposedly. And this is all done via the layer 1, via this upgrade. We do have, I'm not going to go into this article, but you have the VanEck value of Solana here. Now you have Solana value per token. So the base case here is what, basic expectations is that Solana could hit $335. Now, if we take a quick look at Solana's price history and where it's been at, you do remember that Solana did reach all-time highs last bull market at 204, basically $250. And so if you take a look at where we were with Solana, $335, I think that's a decent base case. Kind of puts it in perspective at $20 for $36 a token. You're talking a 10x from here just on the general expectations, and this is from a well-respected VanEck as well. So bear case, $10, very interesting. And even the bullish expectations or overview, you got Solana coming in at $3,211, which will put it roughly around a 100x. Now, this is not some loony expectation from some rogue Twitter account. This is from VanEck Research, posted on October 25th. So one of the largest investment brokers out there. This is what they're looking at. And this is a venture capital coin. So this isn't the only company that looks at it this way. I want to send it over to anyone but Saylor. on their expectations on Solana and what their knee-jerk reaction is to these prices. I'll send it over to you, Jenna, first. What do you think about Solana hitting $3,000?
Spooky. These are spooky numbers. Like, I mean, I guess it's crypto. Anything could happen. Honestly, I used to really not like Solana that much, but I feel a little bit differently now. I think that Solana definitely has its place and that it will do very, very well. And large players seem to love it. 3,000 is a lot, but I used to think Ethereum was expensive when it was a couple $100, and look at it now. You know what I mean? So anything could happen.
All right. Now, here we go. Lifer. If you want to,
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to, maybe give a perspective from the charts point of view on Solana. First, you can always give your personal opinion on VanEck numbers, but
Michael
are
doesn't
they
look on that chart
talking
anymore.
out of their pumpkin, or are they onto something here? What do you think?
I mean, let's break it down. All right. I never liked Solana because I never liked Sam Bankman-Fried. I never got in. I'll be honest with everyone. I didn't trade FTX because I knew that he was connected to politicians. I knew he was in the elite, and something told me that FTX was kind of weird. I never traded on it. I put $50 on their US exchange, and then I never touched it. Something in my heart, and I never did Celsius. I mean, I got lucky, whatever it is. Some Irish, ancestor was speaking to me, but I always felt there was something shady going on, so I stayed away from Solana. With that being said, I want to make that the beginning, because now I actually own, and I did get into Solana $30 last time, and I sold some at 270. It was a really nice run, it was awesome. I bought Solana recently at $20. It's weird. When I was in Florida recently, I woke up one morning and something just told me, man, you don't have any Solana, and it's got a big enough name. It's like a household name at this point. It's almost good that it got dragged through the mud because everyone knows it. Now, the one thing about it is that the network has gone down a few times, but they've fixed it too. So you can say that they've gone through adversity and they've pushed through. So you could look at it as a negative. Oh, but their network's gone down a few times. But you could say, yeah, but they've also been able to wait to get through it. Other people might have that issue. What are they going to do when they have that? They've already solved some of the problems. We think, so far. So I felt like it was smart to get into Solana. 3 days later, it went up to $30. It was one of the luckiest buys I've made because I was just going to DCA. I wasn't planning on swing trading it. I didn't think it was going to go up that fast. But I had a feeling that I didn't have exposure to it, and I started buying into Solana. I think it's obvious it's going to 100x by 2030. I think that's it could even be a low ball number. If you think about how crypto evolves and how more and more people are going to be into crypto and how it can expand, and they also have a phone, right? Don't they have their own phone right now at this point? They're one of the only crypto currencies out there with a phone. And so I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not truly in love with it. I love Casper. I'm really passionate about Casper. There's other coins that you can tell I really like. I'm not really that fan, but I'll speculate all the time. And I'll speculate on Solana. Solana, I'm thinking of doing something now that you guys said this. I'm thinking of keeping my bag now, buying another $4 to $5 grand of it, sticking it on a hardware wallet, and literally burying it in a safe
Samuel.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Buy Bitcoin.
I mean, could Bitcoin 100x?
Don't ask me why I put my glasses on, okay? But
could Bitcoin go to 100x? Bitcoin would have to go to $3 million a coin, right?
Bitcoin's going to get to 300 million, okay? Don't worry about that. But,
in 7 years?
In 7 years.
In 7 years.
In 3 years.
What's that market cap going to be?
Real quick, I just wanted to say that we did lose Jenna X. She had to hop off.
Thank God.
Big
thank God.
Yeah, so big shout out to Jenna X for joining us. Hopefully you caught that message, but always a pleasure having her on. But Saylor,
Michael's so happy.
No, nobody cares. Thank you. All right.
Excuse me.
So I was thoroughly enjoying your Solana thesis before you were rudely interrupted. Lifer, may you proceed? We do have a mute button for Saylor if we need it there, Rocco. Thank you.
I will never come back.
Yes, I just feel like it's definitely if think about it, 7 years, 100x. That means it's over 10x a year. I mean, a lot of people want money immediately, but think about the little red hen. It took me 15 years to finally get financially free. 15 years from the day I was all right, I'm going to start this investing thing. I was 25 years old. I'm 40 now. There was many times where if I had wanted it faster, I would have never gotten here. Like I would have ruined it. I would have sabotaged my road to financial freedom if I basically like, oh, I need to go all in on something so fast. So having a nice 7-year plan to 100x is actually a really smart idea. So you're making me think of grabbing some Solana, sticking on a hardware wallet that I hope works in 7 years, and the tech, maybe I'll upgrade it every year or two, but I don't want to look at it. I don't want to think about it because it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. But I mean, you probably should sell Solana at this rally, buy it back into the bear market. Like, you know what I mean?
Samuel.
But it could definitely 100x these prices.
Samuel, listen.
That's definitely realistic.
Samuel,
that's not even out of control.
I don't understand what the hell you're talking about here. Okay? You're over here talking about 15 years. If you would have just bought Bitcoin, you would have already been there. It wouldn't have taken you 15 years. But you guys just don't want to listen. Right? You want to gamble with securities.
I do keep at least 60% of my net worth in Bitcoin.
That needs to be higher.
Is that good enough?
99.95.
Right? What's the other part? Air? Oxygen? Food?
It's not funny.
You can't eat Bitcoin, Michael.
Ordinals.
Like, you can't breathe.
Ordinals.
That's another. Do you like ordinals? I wanted to ask you about that. I never got a chance.
Listen, anything. It's Bitcoin.
You think ordinals are cool? Are you a fan?
It's Bitcoin. Okay.
All right. So we also have the latest. We have we got an inside scoop on what's going on behind closed doors on the court case with Sam Bankman-Fried. And so to quote Sam Bankman-Fried, fuck regulators. There you go. That's all we need right there. But per a legit source behind closed doors, I actually, for once, agree with Sam Bankman-Fried on this one. This does not happen very often. I think the dude's kind of pissed off. What do you think, guys? No? Yeah.
I mean, but this is the thing. He thought he could play video games and everything was going to work out. And I'm sure that he looked the blind eye to a few things, but that, you can't do that. Like I'm at my company now. And what if one of my employees was doing something that I didn't know about? Like, it's on me, man. I'm the CEO. The second he took responsibility and put his name in the company. Yeah. The second he put his name on a company and decided he was going to rep it, he needed to do his due diligence and be responsible. You know what I mean? And now he's caught in this, he's not answering a lot of the questions. I keep following Tiffany Fong's Twitter and she's hilarious, by the way. God bless her. And he's vague. He tries to walk around the questions again. He tries not to take any responsibility. He claims he needs more Adderall to answer the questions. It just, I feel bad, man. He's in a bad spot personally. I don't think his parents really did him a good service. It looks like they left him pretty high and dry. I'm happy my mom and dad didn't get, put me in these type of situations. It's really weird to me. It's troubling as well, because it seems that he didn't get the best upbringing. All the money and all the connections they had for him and all the schools and all the education he went to, he didn't really learn to have a moral backbone.
This is why you're all poor. You are all poor because you sit here and make excuses. The man literally took everyone's Bitcoin and kept it for himself. How can you sit there and make an excuse for this man? He's a fraud?
No, I'm not making excuses for him. I'm saying he is what he is. I'm just saying he's a product of his environment. And it seemed to me that his parents did a horrible job raising him, man. I don't know. I guess you can defy your parents. They can try the best to make you moral, but the fact that his parents were kind of involved, they were buying real estate. I don't know, man. There's a really creepy aspect there that even his own family wasn't there for him, in the long term. You guys, everyone see what I'm saying? Or am I drawing, you get what I'm saying, Rob?
I'm 100% in with you, bro. Listen, I think if you come from money, sometimes you take for granted the come up, right? And I think a lot of respect for other people, respect for money, comes when you have to earn it yourself. You come from nothing. And the dude came from a privileged family. And so I think the morals of, appreciating money, how hard it is for someone to get, especially someone like middle-class people, which were predominantly most of the people that were affected in this FTX situation, because at the end of the day, the CEOs and a lot of these large institutions that had money in FTX, well, you know what? They actually getting most of it back. A lot of it is done as a write-off. And at the end of the day, the ones that are hurt the most are the middle class. And I just think he doesn't have any sympathy for them. And I think it's because he was never that. He came from a privileged household. Money was probably never a big factor. So I think that's why he lacks compassion, because he can't relate to those people. That's my personal way of looking at that.
Yeah.
All right. So I do want to take a quick look here. We got let's take a look at some more Bitcoin talk since
Thank you.
All right. So without further ado, let's get into the crypto funds see largest inflows in the last 15 months, with Bitcoin, Solana leading the rally. This is per CoinShares. And so crypto focused investment funds enjoyed 326 million of net inflows last week, the largest single week influx since July of 2022. The key reason behind the big move is the rally in prices fueled by growing optimism. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission will approve the first spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, to take a look, we do have some. This is per CoinShares as well. This is the inflows from institutions into some of the top assets. We'll look at Bitcoin, Ethereum. So inflows for Bitcoin, we have, and these are in the million. So you have $296 million worth of Bitcoin.
That's incorrect. We actually brought 300 million.
Okay. Now, this is just on the week. The year to date, 613. So you can see that just on the year, you have a lot of positive traction on institutions getting into Bitcoin.
Thank you.
Surprisingly, you do have a lot of people exiting Ethereum, and perhaps that has something to do with the lockup.
I wonder why.
For the Ethereum upgrade, where they went to proof of stake. There was a lot of Ethereum per institutions that were locked up, weren't able to sell. And eventually they did, but still surprised that retail hasn't come in on the backside to buy Ethereum at discount. And then, that's all I got there on that. Saylor, what? Hate to do it. What is your thoughts on institutions getting exposure to Bitcoin? What does this mean for our space? It's a little more buzz. Is there something that the institutions, perhaps MicroStrategy, is looking at with Bitcoin?
Yes.
Or is it all to do with the ETF? Or is there something else that we don't smell here on the table?
Listen very carefully, guys. I got a piece of paper, jot some notes. I want you to write down Bitcoin. Because at the end of the day, it's all about Bitcoin. These institutions, you hear Ethereum, Solana, Cardano. They are not going after those securities. It's about Bitcoin. Why do you think every podcast I go on, if they even bring up crypto, Bitcoin is not crypto. It's all about Bitcoin. You saw there, $300 million. Even though that was me. There's other people in our space that are buying money. And let me tell you something. Vitalik Buterin, I met this man down in Bitcoin Miami and immediately turned around. Because I will not stand here. Hey, what happened? I will not stand here and let all this money, these billions and trillions of dollars, go into these securities, these assets that do nothing for people, that don't protect people, and are so far away from Satoshi Nakamoto's vision that 15 years ago to this day, the white paper was written, and here we are, even though we still have to deal with people like you guys who sit there and talk about these other securities and this and that.
Thank you,
What you
Saylor.
need to know is Bitcoin is the savior. It's going to save our country. It's going to save our people. And it's going to save you guys.
Cut the mic.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, Lifer.
Cut them off.
Is
That's so
there
annoying.
anything about Bitcoin that Michael Saylor didn't already mention in the last 45 minutes that you want to add to this?
You guys are real funny here.
This is something that no one talks about, and it is pretty serious as we're our funny on Halloween. But fiat currency destroys lives, and you'd be like, "Why?" Well, let's take any war we've seen throughout the world, and what happens is a country, number one, gets circumvented by a central bank. Eventually, gets politicians that are working for the central bank. They start putting laws in that make them borrow money from the central bank. They don't print their own money, even though that's against the Constitution in America. Where the government in America is the only only entity that's supposed to make legal tender, but yet we let a private entity, the Federal Reserve, do it. Why am I saying this? Because say it's, one country A versus country B, and they start a war, right? They go at each other. Eventually, one country runs out of money, right? But what if you were using gold as the currency? You'd have to send people in the ground to mine the gold to keep the war going. Eventually, the war would have to stop because both sides would say, like, we can't mine the gold fast enough to keep killing each other, and we're going to have to come to peace. But if both sides can continue to borrow money from a central bank and the money can just keep getting printed, they can mow each other down and millions of more people can die. So Bitcoin saves lives because when you actually have to work for the money, you can't just use it to shred your enemy into shreds, right? So the more fiat currency we have, the easier it is for someone to buy weapons and destroy their enemy. At one point, when you have to work for the money and the money actually has computational power behind it and something of value behind it, at that point, you can't just keep getting it. It's not endless. You can't just keep getting it. So it's kind of interesting. Like, I feel like Bitcoin can really save society in a way because it can kind of slow down the borrowing from central banks, and it can make people realize that fiat currency is not real, man. It's not real. Like, just like we saw the Robert Kiyosaki, it represents nothing. It represents the fact that we have a great army that no one wants to mess with. At the end of the day, the fact that the United States has a strong army is the power behind the dollar, period. That's it. That's how the dollar stands its power. That's how the dollar stays in control, right? But it doesn't have gold. There's no human energy behind it. You want human energy behind your, and that's why everyone says, oh, you're blowing through the environment and this and that. But you know how many people had to create those little chips in the computers, all those little mini hands at all those factories? And, obviously it's done by, machines, but someone had to build those machines. Someone had to build the factory. Then all those chips get made. Then someone has to plug in the computers. The electricity has to come from oil or gold, right? Oil or some other force, maybe water, hydroelectric. Then you mine the Bitcoin. There's so much value behind every Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And there's so much more value behind a Bitcoin than the dollar. And then they're going to continue to print money throughout history. So if you're not buying, again, I'm going to say this again, not financial advice. If you're not buying Bitcoin every week, allocating, I don't care if you make, I'm a waiter, I only make $500 a week in a small little restaurant in Mexico. I don't care what you're doing. If you're in, and I don't mean Mexico, but like if you're in a small economy where there's not a lot of people, like you live in a village, there's not a lot of money there. I don't care if you're making $200 a week, $20 into Bitcoin. When I had no money, when I was really broke, I worked a night shift. I was still buying what I could, $100 a week, $50 a week. I realized that I was getting out of a horrible currency and I was getting into something that was going to procure my family's wealth for generations to come.
You know what, Samuel? I'm happy I was able to change your mind today. So you're welcome.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. So big shout out to the chat here. I want to give a little love to our new people. We got Cryptic Sniper, Deprestor, Adam P, Roger F, David R, Bullish Zig, DJ Fro, Do, Big Bang Entertainment, something or another, Karen S, Deps. We also got Bluff City Breaks, Crypto Burger, Fade and Tradfi, Jack Menenke, Rodney B. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. I do want to give another shout out to our channel sponsors. Let's start off with Cam's Blue Wire Tech. So if you're looking for IT and networking solutions, cybersecurity, look no further than bluewiretech.com. Link in the description. Also, I want to give another shout out to Radix. So Radically Better DeFi. Go play in the Radix ecosystem in their sandbox. Cheap, fast, and well, we like it. So if you haven't checked it out, go check them out.
This show was ridiculous.
Show. Yes. Thank you, Saylor. Well, I do want to extend a big happy Halloween. Today's show is pretty fun. I'm excited to have the kids come by. Any plans today there, Lifer, for Halloween? Are you, what do you got going on tonight?
Yeah. My daughter, dressed up. She's like super excited. She's from, I should know what, Descendants or some type of malevolence, some, they're all into these witch movies lately. So she's got the purple hair. She went to school all excited today. She'll be home. My wife is going to be home with her soon. And about like 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll get ready. My neighbor used to throw a little party, but this time she won't. But some people will probably come over. We'll hang out. my house is like the hangout spot because I work from home. Me and my wife work from home together. So all the parents that are busy, like we pick up their kids from school if they're late, and like kids always end up at my house. Like there's always an extra 2 or 3 kids in my house. It's like an insane. My daughter always has friends over. I'm like, yo, when are you gonna actually like? My dad never allowed anyone over my house, so it's gonna be fun, man. I really like that. We're like a nice core part of the neighborhood, and I walk my neighbor's dog. We just do everything we can for people because we're home a lot, and yeah, so we're gonna have a blast tonight. My wife said she has me, penciled in from like 5 to 9 tonight. And but I do have to do the monthly candle close on my live stream probably at like 9:30 tonight. So I always do the monthly candle close. So I will do a live stream tonight to go over the monthly candle. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna run around with the kids, steal some Reese's peanut butter cups. That's the only thing I eat, even though it's all horrible, full of aluminum and lead. I tell everyone like dump it out the next day. Like the stuff is bad. I don't want to be morbid, but yeah, I'm excited.
Let them eat candy for one day. Calm down.
Yeah, one day, but we throw it out
go.
the next day, though. You don't want the bag sitting around the house. Like, kid will eat it all, get stomach aches, they'll get just not good. Diabetes. It's the beginning of diabetes, man. I really feel like Halloween's like how they enter people into eating unhealthy. A kid gets addicted to the sugars.
I
cool,
agree.
And then it's
the United States is hooked on indulging
70%
on
of
every
world
single
pharmaceuticals,
possible
bro.
holiday with.
We take 70% of the world's pharmaceuticals like that. Like, and you wonder why we have all these issues going on. It's like, I mean, anyway, it's a whole nother issue.
Let
But
them eat candy for one day.
let them eat candy, Sam. Leave it. Let it be. Michael, what do you think about candy? Like, do you eat candy or just eat Bitcoin? Like, do you cut Bitcoin into pieces and like
Candy corn or anything?
Listen,
What about those gold chocolate coins?
to any of you that if you find where I live and you come trick-or-treating, I will give you Bitcoin.
Very, very generous. That's it.
that's
your
where do you
farewell.
live again? No,
Okay, all right.
I'm on my way right now.
All right, guys. Well, to all of you
Bitcoin
watching,
pumping
we will
Bitcoin pumping.
extend the
34,000.
Halloween love. We had a blast here. Thank you for our guests for joining
Now,
us.
hold on, aren't you supposed to do some sort of tornado or something?
No. So we have an extended invite or extended thank you to Lifer. To you, Michael Saylor, I'd like to say thank you as well. Have you ever used Tornado Cash to clean your Bitcoin?
I'm out of here.
All right. I take that as a no. All right.
Michael, will you be my father?
Rocco, let's end this thing. I got some candy to go give out.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Have a good one.
Oh.
Peace.
Sin City Crypto. Cash is Cuvée. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin, it's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over.